Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me here on your computer screen. I'm Leah. This is my third installment of Corona Yoga, week 3. So please get yourself a space, a mat, a towel, a blanket, something that you can move around comfortably on and in. If you have blocks, if you have 2 blocks, I would suggest grabbing them. If you don't have yoga blocks per se, maybe you have something block-like, a big book, or something, 2 things around the same height. So take a moment and go grab those. They may very well come in handy later. I will put them already just on either side of the mat, sort of out of the way, to be used a bit later. So I hope that everybody's holding up all right. I have been finding yoga practice at home to be super beneficial, not only a way to kind of get myself moving, but to get some energy moving, ideas moving, rather than just sort of stagnating in my head and in my body. So hopefully I can offer the same to you. So today we're actually going to get started laying on the back. I will be demonstrating as I speak, but if it's possible for you to just sort of listen to the words, it might be more comfortable than trying to crane your neck to look at the video. I'll do my best to be clear. So we're going to start on the back. Step the feet out about as wide as your mat, or if you don't have a mat, you can imagine a little bit wider than hip width. And then we'll let the knees fall in toward each other, so knock-kneed. They stop each other at the center. And just let the hands rest either on your low belly, or if you're more comfortable with the arms laying open, you can open them. So we just take these first few moments here. Maybe you're practicing in the morning and you just got out of bed, so this is a familiar feeling, this sort of sleepy, allowing yourself to surrender a bit. If you're practicing later in the day, allowing whatever's happened in the day to sort of settle, give yourself permission to let go of anything that happened before this moment. Let go of anything that you have yet to do today. And give yourself this next little while to just focus on your breathing and your physical experience in the body. You can let the eyes close as we take a few more deep breaths, really starting to fill up the lungs and the belly with your inhale, inflating the lungs, and then let everything sink with gravity down toward the mat as you exhale. You should really feel the back of the body widening, surrendering into the mat or the floor. If you find it useful to set an intention for this practice, now is a good time to choose that intention, that mantra, that image, whatever helps you refocus your mind when you notice that the thoughts are tending to wander a bit. Another breath or 2 as you slowly draw the knees in toward the chest. Feel free to leave your eyes closed or soft for as long as you'd like here. Starting to circle the knees gently. So you can use the hands to actually hold onto the knees and draw a circle in one direction with the knees, rocking, shifting the pelvis. And then the other direction. Maybe working out some kinks in the low back. And gradually coming back to center. Stay holding onto the right knee. Let the left foot find the mat. Go ahead and flex that right foot. We'll start to draw circles with the big toe. So you're circling the ankle. You can leave the rest of the leg sort of stable. But drawing nice big smooth circles, and then the other direction, you might feel the muscles on the front of the leg activating, shifting. Then coming back to stillness, starting to extend with the flexed foot. the right heel up toward the sky. You can change the grip, holding on behind the leg. Don't worry if the leg doesn't straighten here. For many of us, it won't. Just keep thinking of that right heel pressing up toward the sky. Deep breath in. Feel 2 shoulder blades on the mat. You have the option to stay here or to begin straightening that left leg out onto the floor. If you're choosing to straighten the left leg, flex that left foot as well. 2 very active legs, and the big toe of the right foot is falling in toward the face. Make sure you're still breathing in and out. Bend the left leg, step the left foot onto the floor. Right knee bends, we'll cross the ankle over the left thigh, fanning that knee open to the side, and thread the arms through the middle, holding onto your left thigh. The left foot might leave the floor here. We're in a figure 4, like the number 4 with the legs. You can use your right elbow to press that right knee open. We still have 2 shoulder blades firmly on the mat. Option to stay with the shoulder blades on the mat, or to exhale, draw the belly button to the spine and start to lift the shoulder blades in the head away from the floor, engaging the abdominals. Deep breath in. Leave plenty of space between your chin and your chest. Meanwhile, hugging that left knee closer and closer toward the body. Staying with the shoulders lifted if they're already. Release and extend that left leg. Hug your right knee into your chest. Wherever you are, lift the shoulder blades from the mat. As you exhale, switching sides, press the right heel forward, left knee in. Exhale to switch. If at any point you need a little rest, you can rest the head and the shoulders back on the mat, switching. Once more, right knee into the center, holding here as you exhale. Let the left heel, as the shoulders and the head descend simultaneously. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw the right knee across the chest. Right arm opens to the side. We come to a twist, looking over the right fingertips. Inhaling. And exhale, coming back through center. Give both knees a tight hug in toward the belly. And we'll switch sides. Right foot comes to the floor. Left foot flexes, drawing circles with the big toe. So we circle the ankle. Smooth circles, 360 degrees, and the other direction. You're still breathing. Slowing the circles, change your grip as you press the left heel up toward the sky. Again, the leg does not have to straighten or even come close to straightening. 2 shoulder blades firmly on the mat. Deep breath in. A full breath out. Option to extend the right leg and flex the right foot. Another 2 or 3 breaths here. Feeling the back of the body, the back of the head, the shoulders, the weight of the pelvis. As you exhale, step the right foot back onto the mat. Bend the left knee, crossing ankle over upper thigh, and then thread the hands around the back of the right thigh. Right foot floats away from the mat. 2 feet are flexed here. Left elbow pressing the left knee open. So you should really feel the hip opening here. Option to stay with your 2 shoulder blades down, or use an exhale without craning the neck. Really use the abdominals to slip the shoulder blades and the head away from the floor. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And gradually press that right heel away from you as you hug the left knee in toward the nose. Switching sides with an exhale. Exhale to switch. Deep breath in, hold. Exhale to switch. Last time, in breath. Exhale to switch. That right foot comes all the way down to the floor. Head and shoulders land. Draw the left knee across the chest. Arm opens to the side and looking out over those left fingertips. Deep breath in. And a full exhale. Coming through center, hug both knees into the chest. We'll start to rock and roll along the spine. Forward and backward. If this is uncomfortable, if you have a particularly bony spine, you can roll to one side of the spine on the way back and the other side on the way up. 1 or 2 more times. We'll come all the way up to sit. crossing the ankles, taking a deep breath in, 2 arms reach overhead. As you exhale, hands find the heart, thumbs resting on the breastbone for a full breath cycle. You can close or soften the eyes, feeling that vertical spine. Next, inhale, arms reaching high. As you exhale, right elbow bends, left fingertips find the mat. Draw the right ear toward the right shoulder. You can really press the hand into the head and then press the head back into the hand. So you create a little bind, a connection between head and hand. As you exhale, both hands find the thighs. Keep circling the head, chins to the chest, left ear to left shoulder, drawing a big circle. Continue to breathe. And coming back to center, head sitting on top of the spine. Inhaling, arms high. Exhale, right fingertips find the mat. Left elbow hinges over the head, drawing the head to the left side. Again, press the head and the hand into one another. So you feel this activity along the right side of the neck. As you let the head go, continue drawing a big, smooth, soft circle. Working out any kinks. If it feels like you get a little bit stuck somewhere, take time to work through it. And coming back to stillness, shoulders begin to roll forward, up and back a few times in this forward direction. And a few times back, up and forward. So you don't have to be too strict about any of these actions. It's really just to find the lubrication in the joints. So if something else works better for you, you can explore that. And coming back to center, step the hands behind the pelvis, stepping the feet onto the mat. So we have 2 hands, 2 feet on the floor. Inhale to float the hips high to an altar pose. Either leaving your gaze forward, or you can let the head float back off the spine wherever you are. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it out with an open mouth. Sending the hips back down to the floor. We'll take this 2 more times. Next time, sending the right leg long, cross the right leg over the left thigh. So we have this figure 4 again, feeling that hip open. Press into 10 fingers. Hips lift as that right knee falls down toward the floor. Pubic bone lifting to the sky. Again, option to look forward or float the head back. Deep breath in, out with an open mouth. Sending the hips gently down to the floor. Uncross the legs for a moment between sides. Just let the knees fall right and left. Windshield wipers. And then coming back to 2 feet on the mat. Left leg extends, crossing over the right thigh. Press into 10 fingers. Send the pubic bone high as the left knee gets heavy, falling toward the floor. Deep breath in through the nose, out with an open mouth. Gently lower the hips to the mat, hugging both knees in toward the belly for Navasana, boat pose. Your choice, whether you leave the arms under the legs or reach the fingertips forward, whether the knees stay bent or the legs begin to straighten. 1 more breath. As you exhale, coming forward onto hands and knees, arriving at the center of your mat, looking down right between the thumbs. Inhale, head and tail lift, cow pose. Exhale, press the floor away, round back, cat pose. Inhaling, head and tail lift. Exhale, rounding the spine. Continuing a few rounds of cat and cow. And when you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine, toes tuck, hips float up and back to a downward facing dog. You can leave it nice and soft. The knees can stay bent. The heels do not have to touch the floor. Encourage a little bit of action, mobility in the spine, the head, the joints. And then gradually arriving in a more still downward facing dog. With an inhale, send the right leg up toward the sky. You don't have to worry about lifting it too high. Starting to draw those circles with your big toe. One direction, doesn't matter which. Stabilizing the rest of the body, so we're really articulating this joint around the ankle. And the other direction. With an inhale, look forward to your fingertips, starting to shift as if you're coming to a plank pose. Lower that left knee to the floor. Leave your right leg lifted, flexing toes downward. Inhale, heart floats forward, head lifts. Exhale, bend that back leg, knee to nose. Inhale, heart shifts forward, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Mobile spine, inhaling and exhaling. As you inhale, extend that right leg back behind you. Foot finds the floor, heel finds the floor. Peeling the right fingers across the heart, opening to the sky for a supported half moon pose, sort of a half moon. Deep breath in, reaching those right fingers to the sky. As you exhale, fingertips reach overhead. Start to circle all the way down, back, and up. Twice more, your eyes can follow your fingers, or you can stay with a fixed gaze. Next time the arm is high, send your eyes up toward the right fingertips. As you exhale, sending your gaze forward once again, reach those right fingertips overhead. We'll create a side curve, a C curve in the side body. So the fingers go past this parallel point, start to reach down as you puff up the right rib cage. Even let the head fall, left ear toward the left shoulder. Just rounding the side body. Coming back to a long spine. Exhale, look down. Bringing your hand behind that right leg to help the right foot step all the way forward. So we're in a low lunge with the back knee down. Stepping the hands onto that front thigh. Deep breath in. A full breath out. Taking your hands either down to the mat, or if you have your two blocks or two block-like objects, you might want them here. We're going to shift the hips backward, straightening that right leg. Flex the right toes and use your props or come up onto fingertips, whatever you have available to you. Finding a long spine. Exhale, let the nose fold forward over the leg. If you're without props and finding this challenging, or even with props, feel free to leave that right leg a little bit bent. Deep breath in. And a full breath out, walking yourself forward, hands on either side of the foot, back toes tucked, back leg long for your low lunge. Inhale, stepping to a plank pose. As you exhale, lower the knees, and nice and slow, the chest to the floor. Inhale, floating the heart open to a baby cobra pose. Exhale, release, forehead to the floor. Heels fall open away from each other. Just rock the hips gently side to side. Again, squeeze the legs, heels and toes together. Heart floats forward and up, cobra pose, maybe a little higher this time. Exhale, release, toes tuck, hips float up and back for your downward facing dog. Again, you can keep it supple, keep a little bit of movement available to you at all times. And then finding stillness, a relative stillness, as the left leg floats up and back. So the whole body is stabilizing so that you can draw these smooth circles with your big toe, circling one direction and the other. Giving a little love to the feet and ankles, areas that tend to get neglected. Looking forward toward your fingertips, shifting as if you're coming to your plank pose. Soften that right knee to the floor. Left leg stays long, flex left toes, heart floats forward, inhale. Exhale, round the back, knee to nose. Inhale, expand, extend. Exhale to curve and press. Inhaling and exhaling. Next, inhale, left leg extends. Ball finds the floor, heel finds the floor. Left finger sweep across the heart, open to the sky. Inhaling here. And a full breath out. Back of the neck is long. Fingertips reach overhead and start to draw a big circle down to the back of the mat and up. Twice more, the gaze can either follow the fingers or stay on a fixed point. Next time the arm is high, send your gaze up to the fingertips and shift it back to the center. Arm reaches overhead, and then like you're puffing up the left side of the lungs, floating them higher to the sky. Fingertips dip down, right ear falls toward the right shoulder. Coming back to a long spine, hand comes behind the left leg to help you step that left foot all the way forward. Stepping hands onto that front knee. And again, finding either your props or your fingertips, whatever you need as you shift the hips back in space. Arrange your props on either side of the front leg. Front foot is flexing, find a long spine. And with an exhale, surrendering over that leg, heavy head. Gently walk yourself forward, hands frame the foot, step into a plank pose. Inhale, exhale, knees lower, chest lowers, or the whole body in one piece. Inhale, scooping heart forward, cobra pose, shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, release, toes tuck, hips float up high, downward facing dog for 3 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Twice more. Next, exhale, knees bend, looking forward. Take your feet for a walk, one by one, to reach the top of the mat. You're in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the head get super heavy. Maybe you find a little movement in the skull, or maybe stillness is what you're after here. Softening the knees. Inhale to round up through the spine, coming all the way up to stand. Arriving in your mountain pose, fingertips heavy. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Full breath in, arms fly high. Exhale, diving forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Stepping right foot far back to the back of the mat, in through the nose. As you exhale, step your left foot to meet the right, plank pose. Deep breath in here, exhaling, knees and chest, or the whole body lowering. Inhale, heart floats forward. Exhale, release, stepping back with the hips to downward facing dog. Deep breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, right leg floats high. Exhale, step it forward between the hands to a low lunge. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, left foot steps forward, joining the right foot. Heavy head is hanging. Soft knees, inhaling to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms floating high. Full breath out, diving forward. Long flat back as you step the left toes back to your low lunge. Stepping back to your plank pose. Exhale to lower, your choice. Inhaling, cobra, bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Hips float high, head hangs low. Inhaling, left leg high, stepping forward, low lunge. Floating along back, heart lifts forward. Back foot steps forward, you're in your forward fold. Inhaling all the way up to stand. Arms are high, hands meet in front of the heart. Right away, arms lift high, exhale, diving yourself forward. Inhale, coming to a long flat back, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release, right foot steps far back to a low lunge. Back knee finds the mat gently here, back toes point. Stepping your hands onto that front leg. Press down to lift yourself away from the mat. Option to stay here or to float the arms high for your knee down crescent lunge. If arms are high, you can opt to start lifting the sternum. Maybe the gaze lifts as well. Exhale, hands find the mat or your two props as you shift the hips back, left leg extends once again. Long, flat back. Exhale, heavy head. Aiming to straighten that left leg, but no worries if it's not quite there. And a gentle walk forward. Hands come to the inside of the left leg as you swivel your left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Toes can point outward on a slight angle here. Option to leave your back knee down, or at any point in this next series, you can tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. We're going to move into a variation of lizard pose, so feel free to keep your hands where they are. We're lowering your elbows either onto your block or all the way onto the floor. As you arrive in your lizard, again with a bent back leg or a straight back leg, let the head eventually hang forward. 3 full breaths here. Gradually, if the elbows are down, walking your hands back to the mat. Bringing the right hand just beneath the right shoulder. Left hand finds that left thigh. We'll come to a little twist here. Twisting against that left leg, option to tuck the back toes, straightening that back leg. Deep breath in. As you exhale, look down. We'll pivot the left toes. Take yourself for a walk all the way around to the side. So now 10 toes are facing the same direction. Let the head hang. So we're in a wide forward fold, maybe a little sway with the upper body feels good here. Legs are nice and long, kneecaps lifting. Coming back to stillness. Inhale all the way up to stand, arms high overhead, prayer pose. As you exhale, hands find the heart. Deep breath in, arms up into a T shape. We're going to tip forward from the crease of the hip here. So send the tailbone back. Heart forward, flat back for as long as you can, like your belly is resting on a table. As you exhale, the right fingertips come down just beneath your nose. Left fingers float up to the sky for a twist. Inhale, coming back through that T, flat back, nose to the ground. Exhale to twist, left fingers down, right fingers high. Once again, each side, pass through that T shape, inhaling. Legs are long, exhale to twist. Inhaling through center. Exhale to twist. 2 hands come down to the floor, head hangs as you walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Left knee bends, hands on either side of the foot, plank pose. Moving through your vinyasa, maybe a chaturanga here. Inhale, floating through upward facing dog, and back to down dog. With an inhale, right leg floats up to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward, low lunge. Engage the inner thighs, squeeze them into this imaginary line in the middle. Fingertips reach back, so the chest is low and long. A nice long aerodynamic shape. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping forward. Heavy head, maybe give the head a little shake. Inhale, coming all the way to stand, arms high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Right away, inhale, gaze lift, heart lift. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, long, flat back. Exhale, release. Left foot steps far back, low lunge. Gently glide that back knee to the floor, toes point. Stepping the hands onto that front leg. Nice long spine, space between ears and shoulders. Option to float the arms overhead. Deep breath in, and a full breath out. Maybe the gaze and the heart begin to lift. Exhale, hands find your props or the floor as you shift your hips back. Peel the right toes from the mat. Long spine. Exhale, folding forward. Staying for 3 breaths. So for some of us, this is not our most comfortable place to hang out. See if you can sort of distract yourself from that discomfort by really tuning into the breath. Notice how it's moving in the body. Notice where it's getting stuck, where it's flowing. And take yourself for a walk forward. See, not so bad, it's already over. Swiveling that right foot to the outer edge of the mat, toes fan out slightly on an angle, something like a 45-degree angle. And we'll move through our lizard variation. Again, you can choose a straight or bent back leg. Hands to the mat, elbows to a block, or elbows to the floor. Once you arrive, letting the head hang. Gradually, the hands return to the floor. Left hand just beneath the left shoulder, right hand finds the right thigh. We take a little twist. Maybe the gaze comes up toward the sky. Option to straighten that back leg if it's not already straight. Exhale, look down. Swivel the right toes to face the side of the mat, all 10 toes facing the same direction, and give the head a little shake. Inhale, coming all the way up to stand. Arms are overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep breath in. Arms open up to that T shape. As you exhale, tipping forward to your flat back. This time we'll stay here in this flat back. Inhaling. Exhaling, one more breath. Inhale, lengthening from the tip of the head to the tip of the tailbone. Exhale, hands find the mat. Bend that right leg. Take yourself for a walk forward toward the front of your mat and moving through your vinyasa. Option to skip vinyasa and come directly to down dog. In down dog, inhale, the left leg floats high. Exhale, it steps forward to a low lunge. Squeeze those inner thighs into an imaginary midline as the fingertips reach back. Back leg is shooting energy through your heel. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping forward, forward fold. Soft knees, all the way up to stand, arms high. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Take a few breaths here to catch yourself, find your balance, check in with the fluctuations in your thinking, in your sensation. Deep breaths. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Fingertips reaching down in Tadasana. As you exhale, we'll sit deep into Utkatasana, chair pose, shifting your weight back toward your heels. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep breath in, arms reach high as you sit back and down, even lower. Exhale as the hands come to the heart, the right knee floats in toward the chest, coming to stand. Right away, hold onto that knee, drawing it in toward the chest. You have the option to stay here or bring the left hand to the hip, finding your balance. Option to stay or find your first two fingers around the big toe of the right foot. Wherever you are, imagine that the whole back of your body is resting against a wall. So the spine is long. Deep breath in. Floating left arm overhead. Choosing to stay where you are or starting to shift that right heel forward. Imagine that you're kicking away a wall with that heel. Deep breath in. A full breath out. You can do this with the knee bent, holding on to your knee as well. Inhaling. As you exhale, wherever you are, bend that right knee, hug it into the chest. You're gonna lift the heel and ankle. Standing leg bends, almost as if you're coming to your chair pose, making this figure four shape with the legs again. Hands come to heart center. So just like in your chair, you can really crease at your hips and send your tailbone back. Inhaling. Option to stay here. If you have a little more space, you can lower your elbows to rest across this little surface you've made for yourself. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Wherever you are, hug that right knee into the chest. Bend the standing leg, fingertips find the floor, step far back to your low lunge. Inhale through the nose, moving either through your vinyasa down dog. We'll meet together in downward facing dog. Right leg floats high to the sky. Exhale, steps forward between the hands. We're in a low lunge. Back heel finds the mat for Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Arms are high. Imagine one line of energy that begins from your heel of your back foot, shoots up the spine and out through the fingertips. Deep bend in the front leg. On an inhale, keep your feet exactly where they are, just straightening out that front leg. Arms open up to a T shape. Exhale, hinging at the hips, same as in our open position, finding a flat back, or as close to a flat back as you can. Exhale, left fingers find the floor, right fingers float to the sky. Moving through that T shape. Exhale, right fingers find the floor, left fingers spiral. Once more each way, inhaling T. Exhale to twist. Inhaling T. This time as you exhale, right hand finds the right shin bone. Opening up to your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left fingers reaching high. Back of the neck stays long. Two legs are actively straightening. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Inhale, the left fingers reach overhead, beginning 3 circles. Down, back, and up. You can follow the circle with your eyes, or keep your eyes on a fixed point. Next time the arm is high, looking up to the fingertips, shifting your gaze through center. Left arm reaches overhead. We'll find that little puff in the left rib cage. Let that ear fall so you curve, sort of sway like the branches of a tree here. Exhale, hands come down. Swivel the toes to face the side wall. Coming all the way to stand, arms are high overhead. We'll send the heels in, toes fan out. Exhale, hands to the heart as you bend the knees, coming to a low squat. Deep breath in, hands find the upper thighs, and you can sink into one shoulder, little twist, and the other direction. Once more each way. Coming through center, hands find the floor. We're going to walk all of our weight toward the left leg. Right toes leave the floor and come all the way down. This left heel might leave the mat depending on the length of your Achilles tendon. Right toes pointing to the sky. Deep breath in here. Option to stay where you are or testing the balance. Playing with lifting an arm, maybe 2 arms. And as you exhale, hands find the floor. Take yourself for a walk now to the back of the mat, finding a low lunge. So the left leg is forward, right leg is long. Exhale, bend that back knee, back toes point. Take your hips for a walk backward. You might want your 2 props nearby. Left toes flex and find a long spine over the left leg. Option to stay here. If you're ready to come a bit further, you might want to start sliding that left heel forward, moving toward a split. So if the word split alone freaks you out, don't worry, you can really take it incrementally, step by step. This is a split. If you want to keep going, you can slide that left heel forward. And again, feel free to use your props. Deep breath in. Full breath out wherever you are, coming back, sliding the hips so that they're even. Step the left hand to the inside of the left foot and circle that leg back behind you. Big toe pointing to the floor. You have the option to leave the leg floating, or for a little extra support, you can lower the foot as we open up to this supported half moon pose. So the left foot can be on the mat or floating in space. Deep breath in. Option to stay here or bend that left leg, finding your ankle to come to a bind. Pressing the belly button, the pubic bone, the heart forward. Maybe the gaze starts to float up and back. Gently release. Exhale, look down, hands come down, step into a plank pose, either moving through your vinyasa or directly to down dog. We'll arrive in down dog for 3 breaths together. In through the nose, out with an open mouth and a sigh. Twice more. Last time. Next exhale, knees bent. Look forward, step or float your feet to meet your hands in your forward fold. Head gets a little shake. And coming all the way to stand, arms are high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Fingertips continue their journey downward. Mountain pose. Exhale, sitting deep into Utkatasana, chair pose, shifting your weight back to your heels. Exhale, hands to the heart. Deep breath in, arms reach high as your hips sit even further down and back. Coming to stand, hands to the heart, left knee into the chest. Holding onto that left knee, draw it in toward the belly. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Right hand finds the right hip. Left hand either stays on your knee or finds that peace sign grip around your big toe. Back of the body is resting against the wall. Long spine. Right arm floating high overhead. Option to stay with a bent leg or kicking that left heel out in front of you. Imagine the tailbone dropping down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Gently hug the left knee into the chest, no matter where it is. Flex the left foot. Standing leg, right leg bends. Hips shift back as you cross into your figure 4. Hands find the heart. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Maybe staying where you are or hinging a little further forward, elbows resting across that horizontal left shin. Inhale, coming to stand, left knee hugs into the chest. Exhale, hands find the floor, step far back into your low lunge, moving either through a vinyasa or directly to downward facing dog. As you arrive in down dog, use an inhale to float the left leg high. Exhale, it steps forward between the hands, finding your low lunge. Back heel comes to the mat. Arms reach high, Virabhadrasana 1. Again, that long line of energy from the back heel to the fingertips. Next, inhale, left leg straightens, legs stay just where they are. Arms to a T, tipping forward to a flat back, or as close to flat back as you can get. As you exhale, right hand finds the floor or a prop, left fingers float high. Twisting, open, inhale, T shape. Exhale, twisting, open. Kneecaps are lifting, legs are energizing. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, this time left hand finds the left ankle or shin. Heart continues to open into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Long spine. As you exhale, arm comes overhead and begins 3 smooth circles. Your own pace, your own gaze, choice. Using your breath to determine the length, the depth, the quality of each action. Next time that the arm is high, just for a moment, float the gaze up to the fingertips and back through center. Arm reaches overhead. So here we still have a long spine, and then let that spine curve. Coming back to your long triangle pose. Hands come down, flip the left toes to face the side wall. So we're in that forward fold. Inhaling, arms high, heel spiral in, toes fan out, sitting deep into your squat, thumbs at the heart. Inhaling. Exhale, drop the tailbone down between two sits bones. Hands come all the way down to the floor. We'll take a walk toward the right foot. Left toes peel away from the floor. Maybe that right heel leaves the mat. Staying nice and long in the spine. Breathing actively. Option to stay or to float the arms overhead. As you exhale, hands find the floor. Take yourself for a walk back to the front of the mat. You're in a right low lunge. Knee is over ankle. Back knee finds the floor. Back toes point. Walking the hips back, you might find your props here. Flex the right big toe back toward the shin, and a long spine curves forward. As you're ready, if it's available to you, starting to slide that right heel away from you, using your props for support, moving toward Hanumanasana, split. And again, anywhere along this journey is valid, is wonderful, as long as you're practicing with intention and with care. Sliding that right heel back toward you. Step the hands on the inside of the right foot. Circle that right foot back behind you. So we're on hands and knees, big toe pointing down. Option to lower the leg for a little extra support, or floating right arm open for your supported half moon pose. Option to stay or to find that bind, bending back leg, holding foot or ankle, kicking the foot into the hand as the heart floats open. And gently release. Exhale, look down. Foot comes down, stepping to your plank, moving either through your vinyasa variation or directly to down dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Soft knees, looking forward, step or hop your feet to your hands. Let the head go, give it a little shake. Inhale, coming all the way to stand, arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Take a moment here for a breath or two. Inhale, arms high overhead. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, release, stepping or moving directly to your vinyasa or coming to downward facing dog. As you arrive in down dog, inhale, right leg floats up to the sky. Let the right hip open, maybe even bending that right leg, knee lifting toward the ceiling. Exhale, right foot steps forward between the hands, low lunge. Back heel spirals to the mat, arms cartwheel high. We're in our warrior two. Looking over the right fingertips. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale, right palm flips high. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Reaching right fingers back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, tipping forward to your extended side angle. Right elbow on the right thigh, or the right hand comes to a prop or the floor. Inhaling. And exhaling. Next exhale, left hand finds the left hip. Right fingers reach either with your block or out onto the floor in front of you, tipping forward to your half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Sending your gaze out to the side wall and adding the left arm high. Deep, full breaths. Option to stay here or to bend that back leg, find the foot or ankle, kick the foot into the hand for your bind. Gently release the back leg, look down, hips square, two hands find your props or the floor for a standing split.
looking up to the sky. Head is heavy. As you exhale, lower the left foot to meet the right foot. Give the head a little shake. Maybe holding on to opposite elbows with the hands for a gentle sway with the upper body. And inhale all the way to stand, arms high, Urdhva. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhaling, arms high. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping or floating through your vinyasa or directly to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg floats to the sky, stacking left hip on top of the right, maybe bending that leg, knee lifting up toward the sky. Inhale to extend, exhale, left foot steps forward, low lunge. Back heel finds the mat, arms cartwheel to your warrior two. Low and long, a distant and very specific gaze. Inhale, left palm flips high, reverse the warrior, reach through those left fingertips. Inhaling, warrior two. Exhale, tipping forward to your side angle. Hand to a prop, elbow to the knee, whatever it is that you need. As you exhale, right hand finds the right hip. Left fingers reach out in front of you with your prop or without, tipping your weight onto that left hand. Right leg lifts, and then the right arm joins. We're in a half moon pose here. Option to stay or to find that bind. Inhale to release. Exhale, look down. Use your props if the floor feels very far away. Head hangs, right leg kicks up to the sky for your standing split. Exhale, right foot joins the left foot. Give the head a little shake. Take any action here that you need in your forward hang to relieve tension. And coming all the way up to stand, arms high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms float high. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, long flat back. Step directly to a downward facing dog. Sending the right leg high to the sky. As you exhale, right knee comes in toward the nose. Sending your knee behind your right wrist. Shin comes to the mat. We're preparing for our half pigeon pose. Scoot your left leg back behind you. If you have quite a lot of space between your right hip and the floor here, you can use a blanket or a block, whatever you have handy nearby, to sort of close that gap between your flesh and the floor. Coming up onto fingertips with a long spine. And as you exhale, walk the hands forward. Maybe the elbows find a prop or the floor. Eventually the head might find either stacked fists or the mat. And we stay for several rounds of breath, allowing gravity to melt the body both open and down. Gently walking the hands back to the mat. Left toes tuck, sliding into a plank pose, either moving through one last vinyasa or coming directly to down dog. As you arrive, inhale, the left leg lifts high. Exhale, left knee floats forward and lands behind the left wrist. Left shin bone to the mat. Scoot those right toes back behind you. You might even want to look back to make sure that leg is sort of centered behind you on the mat. Inhale up to the fingertips. Exhale, gradually walk yourself forward. And find a place where you feel comfortable staying for the next rounds of breath. Notice where the mind is tending to go. If it's focusing on physical discomfort, if it's focusing on physical pleasure, if you're thinking about something outside of this practice, either in the past or the future. Not being too hard on yourself. Your mind will wander. That's very natural for humans. But just to sort of take stock, just to be aware, or as aware as possible. Gradually walking the hands back to the mat. Shifting yourself onto your left hip. Swing the legs out in front. Coming to sit. You're actually going to face now the side of your mat. So mirror exactly what I'm doing. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees fall open in Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Sitting up nice and tall. Let the head fall forward. Really start to feel the gravity of the skull and how once you surrender the skull, the spine, the shoulders, the hips, the knees all follow. Beginning a slow round up. We're going to open the legs up to a V shape. It can be a narrow V or a wide V, depending on your hips availability. Flexing the toes. So this might be it for you. This might already be quite a challenge. If you feel quite comfortable here and feel that you have a nice vertical spine, start to walk the right fingers toward the right foot. This may not go very far at all. You might be able to bring your elbow all the way down to the floor. We'll bring the left hand to the rib cage to start, to actively peel the rib cage open. This might be where you stay. It might look very different than this. Or maybe you add the left arm overhead. If you're quite comfortable here, you might want to slip your left hand, palm up, underneath your calf and really press down so you can apply a little more pressure to twist and to draw your ear closer down toward your leg. Coming through center, we'll come to the second side, crawling those left fingertips out, finding where you'd like to stay. Wherever you are, bring your right hand to your rib cage. So you really feel tactile, hand on body. Use that connection to open the rib. And maybe you add that right arm overhead. Perhaps your hand slips underneath your leg and you apply a little pressure for a twist. And coming back through center, slip your hands underneath the knees, and one at a time, just gonna sort of bring the legs together. Turn back the long way on the mat, scoot yourself forward, rolling all the way back onto your back. And come onto the back, walk your feet wide, knees come in, exactly how we began the practice. Hands resting wherever they're comfortable. We'll continue breathing deeply in and out through the nose. If and when you're ready, step the heels just in line with the sits bone, so a little more narrow, feet and knees parallel. Hands come down, slide the shoulder blades together, chest puffs up. Hips start to lift into your bridge pose. Pressing into hands and feet. Deep breaths. And as you're ready, rolling through the spine, lower the pelvis to the floor. You can either return to exactly where you were, feet as wide as the mat, knees in. Or you can bring the bottoms of the feet, soles of the feet together, and let the knees fall open. We'll stay for a few breaths in either place. Active breaths, really pumping fresh air into the body, pumping any stale, fatigued, unnecessary, dragging energy out of the body with your exhale. And you can stay where you are if you're happy there. We're coming to a second round of back bend. Either another bridge pose or practicing a full wheel if it's part of your practice, if you're ready for it. Actively breathing. Maybe find a hand variation, arm variation, a leg variation that you like. And when you're ready, gradually lowering, find your sacrum release again, either your knock-knee position or your open knee, feet together. Hands are resting wherever they're most comfortable, on the body, on the floor, and really allowing for sensation to take over. Any thoughts swirling around can start to soften, the breath can deepen. The knees hugging gently into the chest. Give yourself a little rock and roll as you need. We'll close the practice with an inversion today, a shoulder stand. If you're choosing not to invert for any reason, that's fine. You can come directly to a shavasana or any other last poses that you'd like. Legs come up, elbows come in tight toward the body, shoulder blades move together. So we're all ready to kick the hips up, send the feet to the sky, and catch the sacrum with your hands. So the feet are pointing right up to the ceiling, plenty of space between your chin and your chest. And as you're ready, let the feet fall back behind you, coming to a plow pose, halasana. Hands can stay on the body or find their way to the floor. As you roll down through the spine, carefully, sequentially, landing with the knees hugging into the chest. And you can circle the knees as you need. Any last actions that you'd like, if you want a twist or a happy baby, a headstand, another back bend, whatever it is that you are looking for. I'll guide you slowly into your shavasana, lengthening the legs out long. Let the palms of the hands flip up to the sky. And as you arrange yourself in a comfortable position, maybe putting on a little extra clothing, socks, a sweater, whatever you need, I will leave you here for today. Try and give yourself at least a good 5 minutes here in your final rest to really let all of this information sort of digest, to give yourself these last precious moments before you jump back into some other gear. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.